Good evening. Welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Here tonight at Iowa with the Elkhorn Automotive and Tire Center Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series presented by Elite Customs. These guys are getting ready to go here at Iowa, like we said. Right now, drivers just doing their pre-race drivers meeting, so making sure everybody's on the same page and getting ready to race. Put on a good show for us again, like we saw last week. This week, we're looking at 100 laps here at Iowa Speedway. So let's take a look at the track real quick. About a 0.67 mile track, so just over half a mile. So plenty of room for these guys to work with, get these cars up to some speed, and really make some good runs down those front and back stretches. Talking to the drivers earlier, we were hearing that the tires early on are letting guys run more or less where they want to run. Some guys are liking that line where they're going in deep and then diamonding off the corner, getting low on exit and coming on out. As the run goes on, though, we're hearing that those tires just are not holding together, and they are going to be running up towards that wall, doing everything they can to keep it off there. Right now in practice, Jesse Womack in that 14 machine holding the top time with a best of a 24.538, so definitely someone to keep an eye on come qualifying. Point situation has changed up quite a bit with Jacob Nottestead not in attendance last week, and it looks like we're not going to see him here again tonight. So that gave Cody Hubbard, with his first win, an opportunity to move not only into first for that race, but first in points. Justin Thuft up into second. Jacob Nottestead dropped 3 positions. Behind him, Vern Woodard, followed by Brad Becker, Bobby Hamilton. Our big mover last week, Jonathan Cross, added 5 places to his position. Dustin Shepard behind him, Jacob Heathcote. Rounding out our top 10, a big mover but the wrong direction, unfortunately, is Jerry Stone, dropping 8 positions since last week. So as these guys get the machines going again for the last couple minutes here of practice, we'll take a look, watching right now, the 14 machine of Jesse Womack, see what line he's running, what he's preferring out here on the track. Like we said, he's run that fast time here, so we'll be keeping an eye on him throughout the race. Cody Hubbard, with that win last week, will be picking up an EOL, regardless of where he qualifies here tonight. We're hearing 90 laps is going to be about your fuel run, so just shy, about 10 laps shy of the 100 we need for the night. So expecting to see some excitement when it comes to the fuel strategy. Some guys thinking they can make it all the way, depending on cautions. Other guys saying they're going to have to pit early to ensure that they can stay out late when other guys start having to pit. So like we said, with it being that close, it's definitely going to shake things up towards the end of the race when guys start realizing where they are on fuel. Just before we get started here tonight, we're going to go ahead and send it up to the national anthem, and then we will be back with racing here from the Iowa Speedway for the Elkhorn Automotive and Tire Center Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series presented by Elite Customs.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
welcome back here to Iowa Speedway for the Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series. Right now we're watching that 14 machine. We talked about him earlier, Jesse Womack, out there putting in a qualifying time. This will be his first opportunity at a time lap this time by, so it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do with the machine this time. Watching those times come in, looks like Womack is sitting in third with a 24.639. Just a little ways off our first place of Harry Munchausen. So Harry here in the 105 machine in first place on that pole position with a 24.528. Take a look now at the 27 machine of Brad Tasbecker, currently sitting in that 15th position. A little bit of work to do out here on the track, but definitely room for him to come up through the field. Gary Sheen in the 4 machine, sitting in second place, just barely off pace here tonight, so definitely be giving Harry a run for his money. Let's take a look and see. Looks like Mike Todd's bringing that machine back down pit lane. Currently sitting in 18th right now. Dustin Shepard out there on track. Currently sitting on a 24.618. That's leaving him in 6th position right now. Philip Martin makes the jump up to first, taking that pole position away with a 24.491. So great time put in there. Devin Rogers sitting in 4th currently with a 24.568. So guys running pretty close times. Expect to see that throughout the night. Don't expect to see anyone really running away. Give us just a minute here. We're going to see if we can get a hold of our winner from last week, Cody Hubbard. Let's see if we can grab him and have a word with him before we get things rolling here tonight. Oh, looks like Cody's out there on track. Let's not interrupt that, so let's go ahead and watch him. He's working on that first lap, it looks like, so he'll have 2 opportunities at putting in a time here tonight. This will be his first time lap. See where he sets himself on the board. First lap's going to put him in 15th with a 24.775. One more attempt at it. That machine still looks like it's for sale, so now a winning machine for sale. There we go, second time. Doesn't look like it's going to be any faster. He'll be sitting in that 15th position to start the race here tonight. All right, now that he's had an opportunity to get those laps in, let's see if we can catch a word with him real quick. Cody, it's Danny here in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Hey, we watched you put in that qualifying time. You ran a pretty good lap there. Got yourself set up for 15th here tonight. How's the track comparing to last week's?
It's pretty different. I mean, my qualifying effort wasn't too good. They're raffling off a motor here. I've been paying attention to that and not really focus on practicing. So that obviously shows it. But I don't know. This place kind of the same. Just run the top, hard to pass, save your stuff, and see what you got at the end.
Yeah, we saw you last week pick up your first win. That not only got you your first win, but moved you up into the first place in points. How's that feeling for you?
That feels pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in here, so to be on top even for 1 week's pretty special.
You know, you said last week that car's for sale, and we still see that for sale sign on there. How many wins is it going to take to get that sign pulled off the side of the car?
Oh, Patrick's talking. I can't hear you.
Just saying, you know, last week we heard you talking about that car being for sale, and you still looks like you got that for sale sign sitting on the side of the car. How many more wins are you going to have to get before we can pull that off?
She won't be for sale till the end of the year, no.
Oh, okay, okay. So last week's changing things up for you. Gonna look forward to running that machine some more. Anyone you want to say thank you to and give a shout out real quick?
Just the guys at the shop for giving me a fast wagon every week. No, hopefully we can meet you up here in 100 laps.
Well, we look forward to you making your way through the field. Good luck out there tonight, and have a good time.
Thank you. You too.
So that was Cody Hubbard of the 20 machine. Looking forward to tonight's race with him. We'll get things rolling here pretty soon, I'm sure. Just letting a few guys finish up a few more practice laps as they use up all of this qualifying time they got. So looking at our top 5, currently Philip Martin holding that pole position. Harry Mutchison sitting in second. Justin Thuft in third. Gary Yasheen fourth. And Devin Rogers sitting in fifth. All right, so once we get these guys out on the track, we will run through our full order tonight, give you an idea of where your favorite driver is so you can cheer him on as these guys turn 100 laps here at Lucas Speedway. I think I said Iowa early. I'm sorry about that. We are at Lucas Oil Speedway. All right, these guys get an opportunity to start gridding up, get things rolling here. So Cody Hubbard, regardless of where he qualified, will be picking up that EOL for having won last week. So, you know, he qualified 15th. It's not going to hurt him to have qualified that far back, because it wouldn't matter if he qualified on pole. He's headed to the back of the field. Looks like we're waiting on 1 or 2 more cars to grid up, and then we will be away. So once again, not seeing Jacob Nottestead, one of our front runners each week here in the field. So sure to mix things up and, you know, hand things over to anyone's opportunity to take some points here tonight. Go ahead and run through your starting grid for you. Sitting on pole is going to be Philip Martin. Second place is Harry Munchison. Row 2, Justin Thuft and Gary Yasheen. Devin Rogers, Wayne Bowen making up row 3. Row 4 is going to see Dustin Shepard and Nick Ryberg. Row 5, David Knowles and Jesse Womack. Jesse, once again, quick in practice, a little bit slower in qualifying, but excited to see him making his way through the field. Joshua Taylor and Jerry Stone making up row 6. Row 7, Jonathan Cross, Jacob Heathcote. Row 8, Bobby Hamilton, Cody Hubbard. Row 9, Len McNeese, Daryl Calder. Row 10, Jeffrey Mathis, Derek Whitford. Row 11, Vern Woodard, Mike Todd. 12, Patrick Smith, Jeff Bergner. Brad Taz Becker, Steve Hollingsworth making up row 13. That's going to be our starting grid for tonight as the pace car pulls off the track. Philip Martin is in control of the field here tonight for the start. Everybody's nose to tail racked in nice and tight here. Coming out of for you here, light those motors up and get those machines rolling. 2 is outside. We got the 176, Nick Ryberg. Ryberg running that higher line. Martin staying nice and low through that corner. Looking like they're coming about pretty even here right now. So with these fresh tires, that bottom line looks like it's going to work. But like we were talking to Cody, that high line likely to be the place we're going to see guys running throughout the night. Looking like we got side-by-side action throughout the field. 3rd and 4th have single filed out, but behind them, guys are still battling to make sure that they get as many positions off this start as they possibly can. Martin working that inside line. Ryberg taking the lead that time by the line. He's going to get credited with leading that lap just behind Martin. Womack in that 14 machine. So Womack making his way through this field. See him running a high line there, it looks like, and then moving down low, getting in behind Martin, coming down the straights. Womack currently at the mercy of the two in front of him. He's not going to really be able to go by without forcing the issue too bad. Going to let those guys figure things out, decide who's going to take that lead. Not so much decide as see who's got a better handle on the car and is able to take that lead away. Moving back just a little bit to that 6th position, we see the 32 of Jacob Hefko. Just behind him a little ways, the 7, Devin Rogers, finally getting single filed out. Just behind him, the 92, David Knowles. Looking here to the front, Nick Ryberg able to take that position off Philip Martin, getting to the lead. And already we see him starting to stretch that gap out just a little bit. So that outside line looking like it's going to be the preferred place to be for these guys tonight. Watch him come out of 3 and 4 here. They'll be coming to the line again. This guy's coming out real close to the wall. That 91 machine, that's Jerry Stone. Makes a big swing on exit there. He makes sure to keep it off the wall, but I'm sure he's a little bit closer than he wanted to be that time by. Joshua Taylor back here in the 01 machine, bringing up that 12th position, sitting right on the bumper. Bobby Hamilton Jr. there in front of him. Hamilton looking like he's going to try and make something happen pretty soon here with Jonathan Cross there in the 10 in front of him. Hamilton's peeking to the inside a little bit. Doesn't look like he's able to get that run coming out of the corner. You see the 69 of Dustin Shepard running a different line, and the 92 there, David Knowles, comes flying into the picture. David running a very different line than everybody else. David running nice and low this time. Elects to drop back into line this time. Take a little bit wider look at everything. We see contact there. Looks like that was the 01 machine. Josh Taylor coming again together with the 10. We jump back just a little bit more. Here we see him coming out of the corner. A little bit of contact there with the car in front. And then it just looks like Cross doesn't realize there's a car underneath him, comes down a little bit, gets collected, and looked like he was upside down on his roof there for a minute. So definitely not the way he wanted to be. We see him rolling here again, so that must not have been him on his roof. But that car is definitely beat up. So the 176 elects to come down pit lane early. If our numbers are right, it's looking like he might be able to make it to the end on fuel here tonight. But we'll have to see how that plays out for him. We were talking about 90 laps of fuel. He's done 11. So that would put him right in that pocket. Maybe a little bit early to be taking that risk, but obviously he doesn't think so. Philip Martin going to take that lead back over. Looks like everyone here tonight has a pretty decent handle on the track. We saw guys running side by side before dropping in line. They were able to get that figured out and looked like just a little bit of a racing incident there, unfortunately, gathering up a couple of other guys with them. Currently on lap 13, the lights are out on the pace car, so we see these guys lining back up side by side, door to door, getting ready to go back to green. Philip Martin back in control of the race here. To his outside, though, Jesse Womack on that preferred line on the outside. So Womack definitely looking to make this restart count. Pace car is down and away. Philip Martin in control. 47, Justin Thuft, excited to get going, sitting right there on that bumper. Thuft gets into the back of Womack. Womack looks like he's going to be around, and we are going to be back to yellow here. Jump back real quick, take a look at that one more time. Not quite far enough back that time. Here we go. The restart gets going. Thuft to the inside. And Womack just gets sent around. Looks like Womack's down out of the way. Doesn't get collected in anything. So just going to be a little bit of extra wear on those tires, and he'll be able to get that machine rolling again. While these guys get some pacing going, we're going to step away for just a moment, and we'll be right back with more action here from the Lucas Oil Raceway with the Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series presented by Elite Customs.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back here at Lucas Oil Raceway for the Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series presented by Elite Customs, Elkhorn Automotive and Tire Center, the big sponsor here. These guys helping make sure that the action on the track is something you're able to see and enjoy. So make sure you check them out and go to them for your needs if you're in the area. All right, hopefully this time we were hoping the lights were going to go out on the pace car. Looks like they're going to stay on. 47 to Justin Thuft looks to be have handed an EOLs. We're watching him drop through the field and everybody come on by. Going again here. Back up front, Philip Martin. To his outside this time will be Jerry Stone. Sitting in third place is Jacob Heathcote. Fourth is Dustin Shepard. Fifth is Devin Rogers. Sixth, David Knowles. Seventh, Bobby Hamilton. Eighth, Joshua Taylor. Ninth, Daryl Calder. And 10th is Derek Whitford. So Dustin Shepard in that 16.9 machine, another driver we've seen make his way to the front in several of these races. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with that outside line here on this restart. Once again, Philip Martin in control of the restart. You can hear him there. Get on that loud pedal and get that machine moving. He's going to go ahead and quickly clear the 91 Jerry Stone. Behind them, though, Jacob Heathcote not letting Dustin Shepard get away with anything. He's holding that inside line, going to make Dustin work to make that pass there. Timing and scoring currently crediting Dustin with that lead, but there we see Jacob working that inside line, driving her in nice and deep that time. Dustin going to hold that third position this time by the start finish line. Just behind them, we see that 7 machine Devin Rogers looking, trying to see if there's some place he can go. 3 wide might not be something we want to do here tonight, but you know, as we get further and further into the run and guys get a little more incentive to get to the front, don't be surprised if we don't see someone sticking their nose in there, making a 3 wide situation work. So now Jacob going to drop back another position up into that 5th position before finally finding a spot in line. Devin Rogers moving up into 4th. Bobby Hamilton, the 25 machine. We see him and the 01 of Josh Taylor both running slightly lower lines. Everyone else seems to be slowly moving to the outside. Those two, at least through the last corner, running a lot lower than everyone else was. Hamilton elects to run higher this time by. We see that 91 machine way high there. It's going to allow the 69 Dustin Shepard to the inside. Again, not the preferred line, but if the 91's struggling a little bit, Dustin's going to be able to make that work. There we go. See Dustin moving up into the 2nd position. Looking back here, Bobby Hamilton to the inside. Heathcote to his outside. Almost making contact that time by. Joshua Taylor also running a real low line. Let's take a look at it from a wide angle this time. See if we can see, like we're seeing 2 or 3 different lines run through the corners. That time really just seeing 2. But Joshua Taylor diving down low there, trying to see if he can get a little more out of that car. Looking back here at the 18th position, that's the 20, Cody Hubbard. We talked to Cody early on. Big wiggle out of the 27 there. Brad Taz getting a little bit loose. That's going to allow Cody to get to his inside. Cody way down there, right onto the apron, making use of every inch here tonight. That 14 machine, that's Jesse Womack. We saw him up towards the front, so he will definitely be making his way through these cars, but with that outside line being so dominant, regardless of how fast he is, if he can't get a nose in somewhere, he's going to have a hard time getting by these cars. See Jesse sitting right there on the bumper of Brad Taz back here in front of him. Take a ride on board with Jesse Womack right here, coming through the corner. There he goes, gets to the inside. That's something he's going to be able to make work. Just wait and see just a second here. Big wiggle out of the cars in front of him. Womack, though, able to clear the 27. Cars around, looks like that's the 4 machine. That's the 4 of Gary Yashin we're seeing around. Let's jump back a little bit, see what happened there. Looks like just a little bit of contact between him and the 99. The 99, that's going to be Daryl Calder. So a little bit of contact there, sends the 4 around. Once again, doesn't look like he gets into any walls or anything like that. So that machine should be okay. Just to be a matter of getting back through the field up into that position. Philip Martin in the 46 machine caught back up to the pace car. These guys will do a couple more laps. Maybe see a few more cars coming down pit lane. Looking through the field, it looks like we got quite a few different strategies. Our top 8 or so have yet to come down pit road. So those guys looking at the long run, trying to make something work as long as possible out there before they start seeing positions slip away. see quite a few cars here on pit lane, guys, coming down. At this point, most everyone should be good as long as they're taking a full tank, full load of fuel to make it to the end here tonight. It's just going to be a question of how those tires are going to be at the end when you really need them. You really start leaning on them. Are they going to be working for you, or are you going to be fighting the car all the way through the corner? So Philip Martin here in the 46 machine maintains the lead here. Quick run through our top 10 here tonight. Sitting in first is Philip Martin in that 46 machine. Just behind him, Dustin Shepard in the 69. Jacob Heathcote sitting in third with Wayne Bowen in fourth. Fifth is Derek Whitford. Sixth, Nick Ryberg. Nick we saw up towards the front early on in the night, so he's making his way back up there after an early spin. Jesse Womack in the 14 machine. Once again, our best time in practice, seeing himself move through the field. In 8th is the 79, Patrick Smith. 9th, Joshua Taylor in the 01. And David Knowles sits in 10th in that 92 machine. Currently sitting 32 laps in. This will make 33 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. The lights are out on the pace car. These guys are going to get door to door, nose to tail. Each of these restarts, we've seen Philip Martin get that good jump. Be interesting to see if guys are kind of wising up to that, or if he's able to make that jump once again here. That 69 machine, Dustin Shepard is outside and working his way up through the field. Just behind them, Jacob Heathcote and Wayne Bowen. Philip Martin able to make that good jump and clear the 69 machine, goes right out to that outside line. Heathcote stuck to the inside. Heathcote be looking for a place to move on up as the 108 and the 176 getting together just a little bit, just light contact there. Nothing serious, just letting each other know they're there. These guys will keep pushing these machines through the corner. This time by that 176, this caution is out on the track again. Looking like the 10 machine Jonathan Cross once again involved. Let's take a look back and see what happened there. Oh, looks like it's going to be before these guys even. So it looks like the 184 of Len McNeese involved with that. Let's take a little bit more of a jump back and see what got that one started. Coming right into it there, the 184, the 47, Justin Thuf, Len McNeese getting together. Those guys fighting hard for position, just a little bit of contact. And these cars are gonna go around here tonight. See if we can get a word in with one of our drivers. Looks like we found the 14 of Jesse Womack. Jesse, this is Danny up in the booth. How you doing tonight? Jesse, Danny in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, do you have me?
I gotcha. We been watching you make your way back up through the field. You started up there pretty up, almost right there in the front, and then an early spin saw you around. You're making your way through now. How's the track feeling for you?
It seems to be getting a lot tighter, really loose in the middle. Just took tires, try and help with that. hopefully, hopefully see if I can make my way back up there.
So we saw you come down, what was it, just a few laps ago? Almost, yeah, just about a lap or two ago. Are you taking all four, right sides, left sides, or is it gonna matter really, you think?
I took all four that time, but I probably could have got away with right sides.
Just try and get that machine to turn for you. How,
Anything to get it to turn.
That's we're seeing everybody running high on that wall. A few guys trying to get low. Is that something you're gonna be able to do if you save those tires, or is it just a matter of you've got to get that nose to the outside and go?
If you can get it to bite in the middle, you can drive it off low and you can make a pass there. But it's yeah, it's pretty much that high line's kind of the spot to be right now.
Hey, well, we appreciate you coming up here and talking to us for a minute. Anyone you want to thank real quick before we send you back on down to the track?
Not anybody I can think of right now.
All right. Yeah, well, you have a good night, and good luck out there on track.
Thanks.
Talking there with the 14 machine of Jesse Womack. We saw him sitting up there in second place, currently sitting in 18th, so big fall there, but once these cars spin around a little bit, he's got his work cut out for him. We watched him move from the second place there all the way to the back of the field, so glad to see he's slowly making his way through the field. Hopefully as the night progresses, he's able to keep that going. Lights should go out on the pace car. There they are. Lights are out. Once again, Philip Martin to the inside. Dustin Shepard, his outside. Nick Ryberg in the 176 to the inside in third. Derek Whitford in fourth. Patrick Smith fifth. Joshua Taylor sixth. David Knowles seventh. Cody Hubbard eighth. Devin Rogers ninth. And Jeffrey Mathis rounding out the top 10. So we saw Philip able to clear the cars quickly last time. There he goes again. Gonna easily get by the 69 machine, give himself plenty of room to work with this time. You're watching this battle between the 176 of Nick Ryberg and the 69 Dustin Shepard. These two will be door to door coming down the back stretch. We just heard that inside line can work for you if you can get those tires to bite. But looking at Dustin, he's sitting on pretty used up tires. Nick Ryberg not sitting on much better. Just a few laps fewer on those tires. Looking like, though, it's going to work for him. He's almost clear this time out of the corner. There we go. We see Nick Ryberg in that 176 machine able to clear the 69 of Dustin Shepard. Dustin going to drop back into that third position. We look back just a little ways. That's the 7, Devin Rogers to the inside. Working on the 92, David Knowles. Just behind them, that 4 machine, Gary Yashin. Gary, maybe wait for these guys to finish up their battle before he can get started. Devin way to the inside that time. Looks like that machine didn't hook up the way he was hoping. Not going to be able to push that car on by. Let's take a look back here. This is the 108 machine, Wayne Bowen. Big move to the inside. Looks like that's the 14 Jesse Womack. Nope. Oh, there's 14 Jesse Womack now. Going around again. Unfortunate night for him. He's going to see himself drop into the tail end of the field here once again. Looks like that would have been the 19 machine we were seeing that was up into the wall just a little bit before that. See a little bit of damage on the right front of that 19. These guys definitely using up these cars as we get going here in the race. Almost to the halfway point. Currently sitting on lap 46 out of 100. We're going to step away for just one moment. We'll be back with more action here from the Lucas Oil Raceway for the Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series presented by Elite Customs. Welcome back to the Elkhorn Automotive and Tire Center Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series from Lucas Oil Raceway, presented by Elite Customs. While we were away, the 46 of Philip Martin elected to come down pit road. That handed the lead over to the 79 of Patrick Smith. Looking like Nick Ryberg, Dustin Shepard, and Philip Martin, all three of those guys coming down together. Len McNeese and Jesse Womack also came down. So it looks like our top three came down, grabbed those tires, grabbed a little bit of fuel, and now we'll be sitting back in the field quite a ways. Looking at Philip Martin, that was leading, currently sitting in 20th. Just in front of him will be that 69 Dustin Shepard in 19th, and Nick Ryberg, that was running up towards the front, is in 18th currently. So with that, we're changing up what's going on with the field here a little bit. So our front row is going to be Patrick Smith and Derek Whitford. Behind them, David Knowles and Devin Rogers. Pace car drops off the track, handing control over to Patrick Smith. Patrick Smith gets a good jump. Easily clears the 44 of Derek Whitford. Derek's going to look like he's going to hang on to that position in second on that outside line. Outside behind him, the 7, Devin Rogers, been making his way through the field. Just to his inside, that's David Knowles. David also making his way through the field, making his presence known here tonight. Devin Rogers slotting into that third position. Behind them, we're seeing that battle with Gary Sheen and that 4 machine. He's on that inside line. Pretty old tires to be trying to make that work, but he's not giving up on it as we see him get a good run into the corner. It'll be interesting to see what happens coming out if he's able to get the power down. Doesn't look like it's going to work for him that time. Going to maintain that position for a little bit here. Gary's still working that inside line along with Devin Rogers. Devin now to the inside along with the 108, Wayne Bowen. So a few guys thinking they can get that bottom line to work, trying to make something happen here. When they're watching the guys in front of them run the outside and control the race, you got to do something. Looking a little further back, we got a battle here between the 25 of Bobby Hamilton, the 47 of Justin Thuft, and Philip Martin right there behind there with them. We've seen this all night long. Two guys getting in a battle. The guy sitting behind him, not able to do anything, just has to wait. And it's got to be a hard thing for these drivers to do as we see Philip looking to that inside. This time by, looking like we're 3 wide through the corner here. Philip gonna back out just a little bit. That gives the 69 Dustin Shepard an opportunity to come around his outside, bringing him up into the party. Up in front of them, that battle with Wayne Bowen and Devin Rogers still going. To their outside now, Vern Woodard. Vern in that 73 machine. Looks like he's working pretty well out there. That 108 machine not able to get the power down and run away or find a slot to move up into. Or if Gary Asheen makes a big move there to the inside. David Knowles, gotta know he's down there. Looks like the caution's out here. We got some tires squealing. Let's see if we can find out where that was at. Looks like the 27 Brad Hasbecker off the pace. See if he was involved in that. Looks like it goes towards the back of the field. Brad was looking to be involved in it. Oh, looks like it's in front of them. It's going to be the 32 of Jacob Heathcote. Let's take a look a little further back again and see what's going on here. 176 machine get to the inside there. Heathcote goes for a ride as Brad has nowhere to go. Ends up just coming into the side of him. Taking a look here at Brad, see if we can see any damage on that car. Looks like the front end's just going to be smushed up just a little bit. Nothing too horrible. He should be able to work with that machine for the remaining 40 laps we got here tonight. Looking back through the field, looks like the 10 machine is going to come on down, take some tires for that. Jonathan Cross looking like he's taken 4 tires and plenty of fuel to make it here to the end. And see if we can get a quick word in with one of our drivers before we go back to green here. Devin, it's Danny in the booth. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good. We've seen you kind of pinballing around here in the field and definitely making that car work for you. Saw you up into third at one point. How's the track feeling for you?
It really depends. I mean, 1 and 2, it seems pretty fine. As soon as you try to get on the bottom, it's just junk. So try to stay up top and see if it sticks up there.
We've seen a few guys try and make that bottom work, but it's just not something that's working for you, huh?
Yeah, I'm not very fond of the bottom yet. So maybe.
Well, it looks like you guys are lining back up to get going green, so we'll send you back on down to the track. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
All right, let's move back up to the front of the field with Patrick Smith in first. He's back on that loud pedal right away. Looking to clear the 44 of Derek Whitford. Whitford's going to be holding on to that second position. We see Cody Hubbard in the 20 machine diving that machine down, able to take away that second position, move him up into second, and Derek Whitford takes 1 spot back into third. Back behind him once again. Oh, looking like we're under caution once more. 28 machine looks like he's around there. Let's take a jump back and get a look at it. Good hard racing here towards the back of the field. Looks like the 32 Jacob Heathcote is coming up a little bit. Guys coming together, not realizing each other are there as they're coming out of these corners. Guys trying to make every line work, and it's just causing a little bit of problems for them. I'm gonna go ahead and step away for just a moment while these guys get some pace laps done. Looking like we're on lap 65 out of 100, so still plenty of racing here tonight. Welcome back to Lucas Oil Raceway for the Elkhorn Automotive and Tire Center Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series presented by Elite Customs here tonight. Currently working on lap 66. A few cautions here. You guys getting something worked out as we get towards the end of the race, pushing these machines a little bit further than they're able to handle. Those little narrow tires not hanging on for them here tonight. Run through our top 10 here for you. We're looking at Patrick Smith sitting in first, Cody Hubbard sitting in second, Derek Whitford sitting third, Gary Asheen in fourth, David E. Knowles in fifth, Wayne Bowen in sixth, Vern Woodard in seventh, Jerry Stone in eighth, Dustin Shepard ninth, Bobby Hamilton, name we haven't heard for quite a bit here tonight, up into that 10th position. Take a look back here at Bobby. Bobby started 15th, made his way up to 4th, but once he got moved towards the back there, not able to get towards the front, been riding towards the back there for quite a bit before we see him move up into this top 10 position. Patrick Smith currently sitting in first. He's got 22 laps under his belt right now, so definitely comfortable up there in the lead. The lights are out on the pace car this time. We get ready to go here. Looking like our race control is saying, guys, time to calm it down a little bit. We're going to go to a single file restart here. Patrick Smith in control, going to go ahead and have an easy start this time with no one to his outside. He gets to select whatever line he'd like to go on and run away for a little bit. See him get a good start there. Cody Hubbard that we talked to earlier picked up that EOL for winning last week. Now sees himself sitting up in second. Looking like he's on slightly fresher. By slightly, I mean about 10 laps fresher tires than Patrick Smith there in front of him. Gary Asheen back into fourth, just in front of him, Derek Whitford in third. Behind them, that's that 108 machine. We've seen him trying to make moves throughout the night. Looking to the inside of the 92, not going to make it happen this time. Noel's going to hang on to that 5th position. Looks like we got to jump back quite a ways to find some side-by-side here tonight. That's the 69 of Dustin Shepard dropping back into line for a second before coming back out. Seeing the 46 there of Philip Martin, the 14 of Jesse Womack, and the 69 of Dustin Shepard. Those three on the same pit strategy, so they're working with the same tire. Just a matter of who's running a little bit harder. Right now we're looking at Dustin Shepard on the inside line with Womack on that outside line. Look like the 01 Joshua Taylor up into the wall just a little bit. Shepard going to drop into that 11th position. Caution out on the track once more. Looking like that 4 machine, Gary Asheen, going to be involved in this one. Drop back just a little bit more so we can catch the beginning of that one. So Asheen and the 44 going to get together just a little bit, and that's going to be all it's going to take to send Asheen around. At this point, almost everyone should be able to make it to the end here tonight. Joshua Taylor out there right now sitting in 12th. Gonna be our guy with one stop in, but the longest time back, sitting on about almost 50 lap old tires currently. So as we get closer to the end of this race, be interesting to see if he stays out there on those tires or goes ahead and comes in, sees what he can get out of the machine once he's got fresh tires, or he just figures he's going to run it out there and hope the guys in front of him can't hang on to it. Currently on lap 76 out of 100, so just under 25 laps to go here tonight. This is our 8th caution here tonight. 25 laps to go, 3 lead changes. These guys' lap times averaging out to slightly slower than their qualifying. Qualifying, we're looking at 24.8s, 24.9s. Currently sitting in the 25.02 range on the average. So obviously, as guys get racing, things slow down a little bit. You can't take the perfect line every time through, so that racing time slightly different than the qualifying. Bobby Hamilton, we were talking about him at the start of the last restart, was sitting in the 10th position, currently up into 8th, so able to make up a couple positions on that restart. We saw some guys struggling with this single file restart to be able to find somewhere to make something happen. Bobby not having a hard time with it at all. Lights are out on the pace car. Patrick Smith waiting for the car to drop off so he can take control of the field as they come down the back stretch here currently. Just behind him, Cody Hubbard sitting right on his bumper. Smith out to a good start. Hubbard dropping back just a little bit. Didn't look like he was quite set for that restart. I didn't expect it when it came, so he's not able to get the best start he was hoping for. Looking back here at the 176, Nick Ryberg making a move to the inside on Josh Taylor. A little bit of contact there. Looks like it might have set Josh up high. But once again, that's going to be that preferred line, so not going to hurt Josh too bad. Josh able to fight back to the outside for a little bit. Ryberg able to clear him and move onto that outside line this time. Ryberg on fresher tires than the guys around him, so expect to see him to continue moving forward. Just in front of him, one of our early leaders, Philip Martin, in that 46 machine, now sitting in 8th, just behind the 25 Bobby Hamilton. So Bobby able to grab another position on this restart, now up to 7th. Womack in that 14 machine just behind Martin, so he's tagging along just behind them. Dustin Shepard, all these guys on the same pit strategy, the same run of tires. You see Martin looking to the inside, almost looked like he was about 3 wide there. Not something we expect to see a whole lot of here tonight, but you know, once again, as we get later into this race, these guys are going to have to make something happen, going to have to make those big moves to get to the front of this pack. Patrick Smith now getting challenged by the 20 of Cody Hubbard. Cody looking to that inside. Cody's trying to make something happen. But he was talking earlier about that inside line, maybe something you can get to work. Seeing him get back on that throttle, trying to make that car turn, trying to make something happen, come out of the turn. Smith going to hang on to it. How many times can Hubbard go down there before he wears those tires out to where they can't be used? See him making it door to door this time. Looked like a little bit of dirt track action there, so it looked like he was getting ready to send a slider. See him dive it in deep this time. Move up the track just a little bit. See him door to door this time. Way up high. Hubbard dropping back just a little bit, not able to keep those runs coming. He's going to settle back into that second position here for a little bit. Smith going to maintain that lead, but just barely. '73 of Vern Woodard moved to that inside line along with the 176 Nick Ryberg. Those two going to be working on coming on by. The 14 Jesse Womack and the 69 Dustin Shepard. We're seeing guys trying to make that inside line work. Occasionally seeing it happen. Looking like we're going to be 3 wide this time through the corner. The 176 of Nick Ryberg to the inside. Vern Woodard to the middle. Little bit of contact there. 69 Dustin Shepard comes out on top. Going to go ahead and move on up a little bit. Ryberg also comes on by. Woodard going to lose out on that one. So like we said, not something you're going to want to do a whole lot of, but as you move towards the front, something you might be forced into to make that position. Looking at everybody single filed out for the most part. We see the 46 there. Looking to the inside just a little bit. Big contact. Womack once again contact, sends himself down into that inside wall. Able to gather that machine up and get rolling again. So no caution here as he gets that going. Hubbard, while we were watching all that action towards the back, has cleared the 79 of Patrick Smith. Hubbard up into that first position now, looking like he's pulling away, making that gap grow almost, or just over half a second between him and second place currently. With 10 laps to go here tonight, Hubbard up into that first position. Back here just a ways, we're looking at the 25 machine. That's Bobby Hamilton to his inside, the 46, Philip Martin. Philip feels the pressure as the laps count down, and he's trying to make that work there. Same thing going on behind Nick Ryberg to the inside. Ryberg working on the 69, Dustin Shepard. Dustin, maybe a little bit of contact there, but they're able to hang on to it. Dustin gonna give up that position just barely. Ryberg able to clear that time by. Gary in the 4 machine working the inside line. Jerry Stone. Gary gives up that position as we see the 7. Devin Rogers also working that inside line. Almost looking like as we get going here, that outside line starting to go away a little bit. Right here towards the end, maybe guys pushing a little bit harder, saved up some tire, able to make something work. Looking now at how the pit strategy is playing out. Jerry going to be one of our guys on some of the oldest tires out there. But he's definitely feeling it to these guys that have been running fresher tires. In front, Gary Asheen and 73 Vern Woodard battling it out. Gary with fresh tires, just under 20 laps on those tires, able to clear Vern. 7 laps to go. Cody's got a comfy lead out there. Looking at almost a full second between him and second place. Looking back just a little ways though. Some guys not quite so comfy. The 25, Bobby Hamilton Jr. to his inside. We have Philip Martin in the 46. Philip trying to make something happen as that 108 machine, Wayne Bone, in the way a little bit there. Contact. 92 looks like he's going to go around as we watch The 108 and the 92 come together there. That's going to bring out a caution with 6 laps to go here tonight. Definitely not what Cody Hubbard wanted to see. So keep in mind, the way things are set up, we should have 3 opportunities at a green-white checkered. More than likely, the way things run here, we will see that tonight. We're looking at 5 laps to go. That's usually about how many laps we pace. So depending on how iRacing is feeling with this single file restart, we may be going to that green-white checkered here tonight. Alright, well these guys get some pace laps handled. We will step away for just a moment. We will go ahead and keep it here so you can keep an eye on those laps to go. See if we're going to the green-white checkered or if we are going to finish up under a normal green here tonight. Well, it looks like the lights are out on that pace car here, so we should be going back to green. Actually, I take that back. We're currently sitting on the final lap, so expect to see that green-white checker here tonight. So Cody Hubbard currently sits first. Second place, Patrick Smith. Third is Philip Martin. Fourth, Bobby Hamilton. Fifth, Nick Ryberg. Sixth, Dustin Shepard. Seventh, Gary Asheen. Looks like iRacing is going to give us back control. Cody Hubbard going to run this machine for the final laps. Cody Hubbard up in that first position. Going to work on building that gap back. So timing and scoring is going to be a little bit off now with this green-white checkered. It's not going to quite know what to do. But we'll try and keep you up to date with what is going on here on track. Cody Hubbard still sitting in first. Behind him, Patrick Smith in second and Philip Martin in third. So Philip Martin, we watched him come up through the field after dropping back early on. That pit strategy looks like it's paying off for him as we see him currently sitting in that third position. Cody Hubbard stretching those legs almost up to half a second as we're looking back behind him. We see the 46, Patrick Smith, looking to the inside of the 79. Contact back there behind him. We should be looking at our current finishing order. Give it a second to settle out and make sure we got everything figured out. That wreck right there at the end might have messed with things just a little bit. There we go. As things settle out there on timing and scoring. Looks like Cody Hubbard's bringing it home first. Philip Martin in second. Patrick Smith in third. Dustin Shepard sitting in fourth. Nick Ryberg in fifth. Vern Woodard in sixth. Jerry Stone seventh. Eighth is Bobby Hamilton. Ninth, Devin Rogers. And 10th is Gary Asheen. We're going to step away for just a moment while we grab these drivers and get a word in with them. All right, we've caught up with our third place finisher, the 79 machine, Patrick Smith. Patrick, you got a copy.
I sure do, man. It's fantastic to finally get to talk to you.
Hey, you know, I talk to you each week before the race, so it's definitely exciting to talk to you on this end of things. How was the track out there tonight? Looked like it was working for you.
It was until your tires just turned to garbage, and I just got too tight. Cody had too good of a car, and in the end, I knew Philip had too good of a car. He took tires. His tires were a lot fresher than mine were. I think I had about 60 lap tires on mine, maybe. But yeah, so it's good to finally at least finish in the top three. I would have wrecked Cody for the win, but no, I don't know if I would have or not. He raced me too clean. I mean, I don't know how many laps we went side by side, but we never touched once.
You guys were putting on a great show for us there. You know, you moved back and forth through the field a little bit. Looked like pit strategy really won it for you, or got you up towards the front there with a few guys in the front pack dropping off to pit and you being able to stay out. Was that kind of the original plan, hurry and pit early and give yourself plenty of time to work to the front, or is that just kind of what happened?
That was my plan, and normally that's normally what my plan is, but tonight it just happened to work. I was running in the back, so I was pitting every time, and then whenever people in front of me, large groups, started coming into pit, and I was like, okay, it's time for me to stop pitting, you know, and I was shutting the car off, every caution, letting it coast, trying to save fuel. I made it with less than 1 gallon. So I don't know if I would have done the rest of the green white checkers had we had two more that we could have went through.
It was pretty tight there at the end. We were sitting up here wondering whether we were going back green or getting that green white checkered. So definitely made it exciting out there for us. Well,
Sure enough, it sure did.
well, once again, congratulations on bringing that machine home in third here tonight. Anyone you want to say thank you to?
Obviously, my wife for putting up with me for this fantastic hobby that we have. I've got to thank, man, I'm horrible. The sponsors that help us put this league on. Um, Check out our page; you'll see them. We just have a new one coming on board tonight, which is fantastic. If you want to vacation in Florida, he can definitely help you out with some lodging. But first and foremost, my wife for putting up with me.
Well, congratulations. That third place has got to feel good. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Hey, thanks, Danny. We look forward to it too, man.
That was the 79, Patrick Smith, bringing her home in third. Let's see if we can catch up with our second place finisher. This is the 46 of Philip Martin. Philip, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Danny.
Hey, Philip, we saw you throughout the race kind of bouncing around out there on track, making your way all the way back from, you were pretty far back there. I want to say 18th, 19th, and then finishing up here in second. How was that for planning?
Well, the crew crew chief gets to come home tonight. I guess we'll give him a ride, you know. But we weren't going to be able to stretch it like we did at Thompson for fuel. We had to make a stop somewhere, but I wanted to keep fresher tires at least for the second half, so we kind of stretched it as long as we could and made it work somehow.
So we saw you guys run in Thompson last week. Next week is Bristol. How are these different tracks feeling for you? Or you got a favorite out of them, or is it just fun to get out here in these cars?
I got Bristol circled like 15 times after last year. I wrecked coming to like 2 to go or something like that, running third. So I'm really excited for Bristol, and I'm kind of surprised we ran as good as we did here tonight. But good night.
Hey, well, you guys were putting on a great show out there. We saw guys at one point. It looked like we had a couple guys going 3 wide. Was that something you were considering through the night, or were you just kind of waiting for the guys in front of you to finish up whatever they were doing before you started making your moves?
Being patient and just taking what you could. I mean, you it's really hard to force the issue here with how the top groove is just so dominant. Um, I got it lucky a couple times here and there. A couple guys missed a shift or something, and was able to sneak by and just keep on plugging along.
So you talk about missing a shift here. Was that something you were doing throughout the race, having to drop down a gear to get going, or was that just kind of on the starts?
That was just on the restarts. I was down to third, and then that last restart, I missed it just by a second. But yeah.
Well, congratulations. Great to see you up here into that second position. Anyone you want to say thank you to, give a shout out?
Definitely got to thank Patrick and Justin. You know, we all work hard to get this thing going pretty good. And JP or Patrick, how about that good run for him tonight? And Cody 2 in a row. That's pretty cool. And we got to thank 5-Star Realty Group coming on tonight, and looking forward to next week.
Hey, well, you have a good night. We look forward to seeing you next week. You have Bristol circled. I've got Bristol circled. We're looking forward to a good time.
Yeah, for sure. We're looking forward to that one.
All right, let's see if we can catch up with tonight's winner, Cody Hubbard. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cody, this is 2 weeks in a row. You going to make a habit of this?
I hope so. Should be nice.
You know, it looked like that tire strategy is something that paid off for you. A little bit different than the guys in front of you, that 46 and 79. Was that something you had planned out from the start, or is that something that just kind of fell into place as you were going?
Just kind of fell into place. I mean, the first yellow came out early, and I was like, well, I'm already back here, so I might as well pit. I mean, you can make as many pit strategies as you want, but in a place with a lot of track position, you kind of just got to wing it and hope it works out.
So we watched everybody drop into single file for those restarts. What was going through your head when that started happening?
Oh, I was happy. I don't like the double wide here because if you're on the outside, the guy can pretty much run you right into the fence, and that's no place to be if you're on the outside. You want to be on the inside. So when they went back single file, I was pretty stoked.
And then right there at the end, we had that last crash come out, and up here in the booth, we were questioning whether it was going to go green, white, checkered, or if it was going to give you one lap to work with. Were you able to tell in the car what was going to happen there, or were you guessing just as much as we were?
I mean, I kind of had an idea, but I knew I wanted the lead with at least under 10 to go so I could control the start, because I didn't want to wait that long and have to work on someone again, and then it would leave you with 2 laps to get something done, and you don't have much time to do it in 2 laps here. So I wanted the lead as it wound down, and then once I got the lead, I was pretty comfortable with it.
Well, we watched you. You were pulling away quite a bit from those guys, so your pit strategy definitely worked out for you. Those tires were working for you tonight. Anyone you want to say thank you to and give those shout outs?
Just you guys for broadcasting this, Patrick and the boys for the league, and the crew guys at home.
Well, once again, congratulations. First place is a great place to be, and someplace hopefully we'll see you continue throughout the rest of the season here. 2 in a row. Let's keep it rolling.
That's the plan. Keep all the wins in Wisconsin.
There we go. I like it. Hey, well, you have a good night and enjoy some celebrations.
Thank you. You too.
All right, so a great race here tonight, coming down to the wire with a green-white checkered here. These guys putting on one show for us. Quick rundown one more time. Cody Hubbard coming home first, Philip Martin second, Patrick Smith in third, Dustin Shepard in fourth, Nick Ryberg in fifth. The rest of our finishers are going to go ahead and scroll across the top there for you, so go ahead, take a look, see where your guy finished. Like we said, that last little bit definitely kept things exciting for us, kept us guessing up here who was going to be able to make things work off the restart. Next week, we head to Bristol, that half-mile track with all the banking. These guys will be running these cars almost flat out all the way around that thing, making good use of those tires as they come around that banking. Well, from all of us here at Turn 3 Racing Network, thank you for joining us for the Elkhorn Automotive and Tire Center Shut Up and Race Street Stock Series. This week from Lucas Oil Raceway, presented by Elite Customs. We look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week.